All right, Jimmie Johnson has now joined us. He's our 5-time NASCAR Sprint Cup Series champion. He's also a 2-time winner of the Sprint All-Star Race, 2003 and 2006. And he just won last weekend in Darlington to give Rick Hendrick his 200th NASCAR Sprint Cup Series victory. And his number 48 pit crew team captured the NASCAR Sprint Pit Crew Challenge last night at Time Warner Cable Arena. So you got #1 selection of the pit stall, and you're driving the number 48 Lowe's Patriotic Chevrolet. Talk about racing here tomorrow night under the lights to win that All-Star event and get yourself $1 million.
It's just a fun week to have things build up and then end on the All-Star event tomorrow night. Last night was a big night for my crew guys, and I couldn't be more happy for them. They put so much into their jobs and take it so seriously, and to win last night, meant the world to them, and they're still on cloud 9 right now. So very proud of those guys. And tonight is a very unique format with qualifying in a very fun way to set the field, and then tomorrow night's all about the winner and the show and involving the fans. So. It's a fun week. We still take it seriously because we're on track and there's a lot to learn. But for the most part, it's a casual, relaxed, stand on the gas weekend. So it's a lot of fun.
Take questions for Jimmie. We'll start over here with Marty, and then we'll go to Kenny. Marty, then Kenny.
Marty Smith, ESPN. Johnson, given the format, all that money, no championship implications whatsoever. It's conducive to fireworks. How far are you willing to push it to win that money?
Man, $1 million, there's a lot of reasons there to ruffle some feathers, or steal Earnhardt's phrase, to rattle his cage. You need to be in position to do that. And I think winning last night in the pit crew comp puts us in a good position for pit road, and hopefully we have a night on track that gives us an opportunity to take advantage of that pit road spot that we'll have. So there's a few pieces of the puzzle, and really it's going to boil down to track position for that last segment. In a 10-lap shootout, you've got to be in those first couple rows. I would assume, there's a good chance we'll all crash, and maybe the guy in 5th or 6th will slide on through, but I think your best chance to win is starting on the front row, and that's really our goal, is to put ourselves in position to be on the front row for the final segment.
Over here to Kenny, Sean in the middle, and then back to Melinda.
Jimmy, Kenny Beck, WXII, NBC, and the Piedmont Triad. A little bit ago, your teammate Dale Jr. said this is maybe the one race all year where everybody sort of takes a bye week on hurt feelings, given the fact that there are no points and there's so much money at stake. If something, and this is somewhat on the topic of what you just discussed, if something crazy happens late and you are involved one way or another, do you think that most of the competitors who are in this all-star race will adopt a similar philosophy, that this is a bye week and what happens here in terms of retaliation or any hurt feelings will not carry over next weekend into the 600?
Yeah, to a certain degree. There are moves racing for the win, even if a car is turned around and crashed, that you just consider good hard racing. But there still is that limit. If somebody just flat out dumps you going into the turn, I have to feel that would linger and show back up later. So, there's a way to race aggressively, and then, racing's racing and stuff happens. But if it's just a full-blown takeout, I think that'll stick around.
Let's go Sean, Melinda, and then Viv. Go ahead, Sean.
Sean Bell, Fox Charlotte. In your opinion, what makes a championship driver?
At this level, everybody is really good at driving the car. And in my opinion, it really boils down to the feel the driver has and how he verbalizes those sensations to his team. So really, in my opinion, it boils down to communication. That's the key.
Let's go Melinda, Viv, and then Tom Jensen.
Melinda Adams, ESPN. I just wanted to know your favorite all-star moment, whether it involved you or, something that you remember.
It's hard to, if I'm allowed to lump in my 2 wins, I would take that. There's such special wins. And without the pressure of the points, I don't know, Victory Lane has a far different sensation. For some reason, I don't know, it's just a different feeling when you win the All-Star race. All night long, the energy's higher. The celebration seems to be bigger. It's nice that we have an off day on Sunday so we can recover from the celebrating that takes place after. But from a fan standpoint, I mean, there's two All-Star races that stick out in my mind. The one where it was wet down in turns 1 and 2, and they crashed, and the 24 car came back into the race with a backup car and went to the front and won. And then prior to that, I think of, I guess Earnhardt lost the lead in 3 and 4, and then Davey got the lead at the start-finish and ended up in the outside wall with broken ribs and a concussion. That's one heck of a finish.
Let's go Viv, and then Tom, and then I think there's a question right here. Okay.
Viv Bernstein, New York Times. I know you got that victory last week, but it's one victory this season and no championship last season. Is that a sign that Roush and Gibbs and everybody's sort of caught up to Hendrick? And is there a perceptible difference in how maybe you're viewed as a contender, but maybe no longer the guy to beat?
What we did over those 5 years, and it wasn't done in the past for a reason. You know, it's really difficult to do, if not impossible to do. So I look back on those 5 years and realize how magical they were. And the fact that we maintained control for that long, I mean, it's unbelievable. So moving past that, we're going to lose at some point. We lost last year, and the way we finished last year, we weren't proud of ourselves as a 48 team. I mean, there's a way to lose and to be in the hunt, and that's easier to take. But last year at the end of the season, we weren't happy with our performance. We weren't happy with the speed in the cars. But if you look at this year, I know we only have one win right now. We've led a lot of laps, and we've been in contention at a lot of races and have made mistakes. And that's the part we have to fix, and that was probably the best thing leaving Darlington with is we had a deal probably 2/3 through the race where we lost some track position due to a strategy. You know, Chad made a good call, but strategy and people did different things, and we had to overcome that, and we did. So, you know, even as a 5-time champion, there's still little steps to build confidence. And for myself, last weekend was a big boost, and I think for Chad and my team. Then we roll into last night with the pit crew comp, and you know the guys had a chance to shine last night. So our momentum's going the right way. Our race cars are much faster this year than they were last year, and I really feel like we're gonna win a lot of races this year.
Let's go Tom, then we'll go television, and then we'll go Mike Mulhern.
Tom Jensen, Speed.com. Jimmy, my question's going to be kind of 180 degrees opposite of Viv's. Having won Darlington, having won the Pit Crew Challenge, are you the guys now that everybody's back looking at in the garage and say, geez, we got to beat the 48 team on Saturday night? And who do you regard, along with that, as the teams you got to beat tomorrow night?
Right now, it seems like things are changing a little bit. You know, the way last year ended, the 99 and the 14 were by far the class of the field. And this year they showed some strength, but, you know, there's been a lot of laps led by the 56 car. The 11, we've been up there a bunch. The 18 was real strong at Darlington. So I'm not sure really who the target is, but, you know, I feel like we should be in that grouping. It's probably arguable who it is at this point, but you take out the 2 plate races. You know, we've had a lot of bad luck on plate races this year. You know, I don't know if anybody's earned more points than us. I don't know if they have, but I think we're right there in the hunt. So
Go the TV gentleman here.